Hello and welcome to Live at 5. It's a Wednesday night, and lo and behold, look what the cat dragged
My
in.
name's not Low.
Not Low. This
My
is
name's
not
not
Low.
Low.
This
My
is
name's
Mark Van Pletzen, everybody. He's
That's
back in the house.
Yes.
Mark was off on leave for the last week, and things just haven't been the same without you, Mark.
I mean, who takes leave in lockdown? Honestly,
Leave in
stay at
lockdown.
home with your kids. Move from the lounge to the. But it's been great.
No, you guys made a Christmas bed in the lounge and just spent the whole time there
I
watching
don't know about a
movies.
Christmas bed. Maybe that's what you called it. We didn't call it a Christmas bed, but we've had good time. There's been lots of baking.
Nice.
There's been some celebrations along the way with family and just taking
Very nice.
moments. We've done a lot of DIY. The kids and I painted the exterior wall today, which
Very
was
nice.
good.
Very, very
And
cool.
Candace was busy putting masking tape inside, so she's got big projects for me. Big projects.
Very good. So the DIY hasn't stopped now.
Unfortunately, I didn't
unleashed.
achieve what was needed to be achieved, but it's like, I enjoyed it. It's
Nice.
quite different for me.
So lockdown, you've had leave, and you're raring to go. You're ready to get back stuck into to the next few weeks
I've
ahead.
just seen there's been chaos. I mean, you again have been making and celebrating red hair at church and
Yeah.
making it the ultimate. So
It
we
has
need
to be
bring
done.
some order.
Has to be done.
Gabriel's speaking about Esau again, and
Yeah.
that story
One
has
of the
been
heroes,
mastered.
man. Come on.
I mean, soon the book of Gabe will have Esau in it. Let's be honest.
Why not? Why not? But it's not about Gabe, and it's not about Esau. It's not even about you, Mark.
No, it's not.
It's about our amazing
yes,
viewers today.
yes, yes.
So, Mark, some of these are people, they're desperate to. I mean, trying to scroll.
You can't
That's
do
not
that.
iPad.
You would think a
Yeah.
millennial would get that better.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. But Mark, some of the people, your good friends online, the Groenevolts on, Celia Chetty,
Amazing.
Steve Smith, nice to see you. Paula Conradi, again, faithful Irish lady, nice to see you. Henriette Blessing and Raymond, both of them online. Can you believe it? The whole Blessing clan.
Oh,
Basically, is
what a-
Jared off PlayStation? That's what we need to know.
No, I mean, I'm fine not knowing.
And you find out knowing. Anyway, good.
My neighbor, Deervolt, he's thank you for your power hose today.
Come
What
on.
do you call those things? Super high power hose
A
thing?
high pressure hose, yeah.
That one.
HPH, as they call them in the business.
Yes. No, that's not it. But I mean, let's carry on. Nice to see you, Gabriel.
Yeah, there we
You-
go. And
I mean, you've got your Backstreet Boys jersey on today.
I do wear it in honor of Chris van der Merwe from Muffiking. Hi, Chris. Nice to have you on Instagram Live. So it's, but I'm not just wearing it for him. I'm wearing it just for the fact that this is one of the clean tops in my cupboard. So
Beautiful, buddy.
put it on.
Always get a bit nervous coming back to church after a week away. Maybe Gabe would have changed the name of the church.
We thought
I don't
about
know.
it. We thought
Yeah.
about it, but then we thought, you know what? Let's do that when you take 2 weeks off.
What else has changed, Gabe, that I need to know about? I mean, anything?
Nothing has changed. We've had some good live at 5s.
I've heard.
If people want to go and check some of them out, Monday was a highlight. We had Wally Gersmeyer and just
Champions.
dropping bombs of revelation. And
Champions.
I thought the internet was going to blow up, and I think that's why everyone's come back. They want some. They were hoping Wally would be back.
Yeah.
But sorry, we're going to have to push him for a couple of weeks' time.
Yes.
But we've got Mark tonight, and what's more, Mark, we've got some memes
Can I
tonight.
turn off autolock here because my phone, yes.
It's all right, technology, you know, it's tough, but we've got some memes, and then stick around.
Memes?
Yeah, we've got some memes. We're going to just do a couple
you
of
need
those.
a haircut. What's happening
Oh,
under
no,
there?
I need a lot of it. I need a lot of things, Mark. Haircuts, massages, whatever. Just
Come on,
whole new
Fiona.
wardrobe. We've got to do it all. But we've got memes, and then stick
Yes.
around because I'm going to ask Mark 3 big questions.
What?
So just want to tantalize you a little bit. Stick around. In the next 20 minutes, we're going to be asking him the 3 biggest questions
Of my life.
of his life, and you want to stick around for that. So, Mark, why don't
Yes.
you bring us up to speed with some memes and tell us what's been going on in the world via the memes?
Via the meme. So I told you my suitcase we weren't going on vacation this year. Again, some bad grammar. But no, all good. Just
Suitcase
someone
not
who
happy.
wants to go and suitcase is not happy.
Yeah.
I did have to cancel a trip this year, so we weren't happy about that. But I mean, who cares about going on vacation? Some of us just love to go to the beach in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Go up the west coast.
bit
Go
something
up there.
different.
We live in the most beautiful city in the world.
Yeah.
And I would love to pack a bag and be able to go across town. It is our 16th anniversary on Saturday.
Nice.
We had big plans for
Yeah.
the 15th, and that didn't happen. Then we made big plans for the 16th, and something called
Lockdown.
Corona has kicked in. So
Goodness.
no big plans.
So it's not just the suitcase that's not happy. The cans is obviously not that chuffed either.
Something like that. Gabriel, whoa, Jerry.
Whoa, we're just flying through the memes.
Whoa.
Here we go, all right, why not?
Easy,
Speaking about
easy.
weddings and anniversaries, this one
Yes.
is somebody saying, I can't wait to walk down the aisle. And it's not what you think, it's actually the airplane aisle. And I know that's been tough for a lot of people.
Controversial.
People had a whole lot of holiday plans and trips planned, and those
Yeah.
have come crashing down. So our condolences
I
to
wouldn't
the
say
rest of you.
crashing down, but yeah.
Probably not the right term. So yeah, they didn't come crashing down,
But I
thank
mean,
goodness.
yeah,
Thank goodness.
and there's a whole bunch of people with weddings and navigating. Do we do weddings on
Yeah.
Zoom? Do we wait till post-Corona days? What do we do
Yeah.
with all that kind of stuff? And a huge sympathy for those guys right now and empathy, massive
Yep.
times. But I think it's time to be creative. Think out the box. Don't wait for 2027
Yeah.
to get married. You've got opportunities to do it now. Don't use it on a plane. but actually have fun.
I think it's a good time to get married. You know, you'll never forget the year of the corona.
That's what they say.
There we go. But let's keep going. Well,
What they
another
say.
one for you. This is a good one. You want to travel so bad that you didn't notice this was a cake.
See, now that doesn't work for me because I noticed immediately that was a cake. You aren't going to get a blueberry cheesecake
No, you're
past
not.
me
No.
that quickly.
Yeah,
The minute I saw that blueberry cheesecake, look at that crust.
Ooh.
But many would think a scene from Titanic.
Yeah, that's where my mind went first. But then
Yes.
I saw it and I saw the cheesecake.
But you're a Titanic
you
fan.
won't get a cheesecake past Mark. You won't.
I mean, that is true. But Titanic, you were a fan, okay?
Massive fan. Give
us a quote
I could
or-
tell a story. if
Oh,
you would
tell us a
like.
story, Gabe.
That's not for
I was
another
just trying
time.
to tee him
We'll
up
leave
there.
it. You missed Linked actually last week, and I didn't
Yes.
tell that story. I
Didn't you?
Nah.
What?
Did I?
How was it?
No, I did tell Nicholas Winton though, but no, yeah, that's a story for another day as well.
If you
But-
haven't heard, good old Nicholas Winton.
Very cool. People are already wishing Mark happy anniversary for Saturday.
Thank you, thank you.
He appreciates that, but cash gifts are also really welcome to be dropped off at 5 Berry
It's my
Road.
wife you should be wishing. I mean,
There you go.
16 years, what a champion.
believe
A
it,
real grateful
Yeah,
to God for
yeah.
his
And
goodness.
Shanique also says she feels this meme. She's feeling it. She wants to, I hope is that the cheesecake meme or the traveling one, Shanique?
I don't know. I like Grant Van says there, short leave, dude. I'm happy to go back on leave. I'm happy, but it really was
Tag, you're
amazing
it.
to get time out
Yeah.
and just clear the head
Yeah.
and be back. I
Yeah.
love what I do, so it is hard to leave.
Yeah.
It's hard not to come back sooner, and I'm probably only back on leave tomorrow, but I wanted to be here tonight with you.
Leaves only
I'm supposed to only be back tomorrow,
Yeah,
but I thought 5 o'clock doesn't count.
Yeah, these memes aren't going to be read by themselves.
No.
They need a skilled
memes,
hand.
the
Yeah,
memes.
we also got Bonnie Bubble all the way on Instagram. If you are online, why don't you say hi to us? We'd
Yeah.
love to say hi to you as well. It's a great opportunity for us to see your names and see what's going on in your lives.
There's Andrew Mack.
So
He
it's-
saw me
yeah.
lost this morning and sent me a voice note saying, "You look lost." He was
There
right.
we go. That's good. That's good. But anyway, one more, a couple more. Let's go. This is a good one. Mark, talk us through this one.
My commute is now from my bed to my living room, and I'm still late to work every day. I'm beginning to think I am the problem. Good insight. And
Self-awareness.
Samantha probably is the problem, and many of us have probably had the same reality happen. But that was my holiday, moving from upstairs to downstairs, outside, trying to save children from each other. They've got a new game.
What's the
And
new game?
no, it's called Robots or something. And they pad themselves up and they kind of duct tape the pillows to themselves and they just smash each other.
Sounds like a good afternoon.
Yeah, and Daniel, being the smallest, gets smashed. You probably know what that was like.
Understand.
Don't start crying,
No,
please.
no,
This
no,
is
it's
not the moment.
This is not the moment.
And
Maybe on
they've
Sunday.
absolutely loved it. And then also a new happening that's new to our house is that our Labrador pilot has ventured into spaces he never ventured before. Every morning he greets us at our door upstairs. He's never come upstairs. Feels like he can just take over the place. He gets on the couch.
That's what happens in Corona.
I promise you.
It's gone
Chaos.
to the dogs.
It's the Corona chaos.
Excuse the pun.
We understand, Samantha, but you probably are the problem and should probably
Yeah.
just set your watch a little earlier.
Yeah,
It'll
let's
help.
go. So Samantha, we hear you. Next one, please. This is a good one. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Can people see what's happening
I
there?
hope so, because in 2020, these are the type of lemons that we get thrown. Not much lemon juice going on in
You
there.
don't want to suck those lemons.
It's been a tough year.
No one
Very
wants
cool.
to suck those lemons.
There we
Honestly,
go.
there's like a little bit of lemon, not a whole bunch. Just a whole
That's,
bunch of thick skin there.
I think
That's what 2020 was. Maybe that's the deeper meaning
Yeah.
of this meme. Is
Yeah.
2020 is going to give us a thick skin.
Yep, I think I've got to get a t-shirt saying 2020, I don't want to suck those lemons. You hit it here first.
Ah, I see what a week's leave will
Yeah,
do
there
for
we
you.
go. Nice to see Robin DeVette as well. Good to
Yes.
see good friends of ours as well. And also Darren Pilkington. Nice to see you on Instagram. And the McKinley family. Also good friends of yours.
Amazing,
Mark,
yes.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
But I think we've got a few more memes we've got to push through because we've got those 3 big questions for Mark.
What
Come
is
here.
this? Not a meme, Gabriel.
It's not a meme, but this is Mark van Pletzen, and
Yes.
this was before masks were a thing. I want to tell you, this photo was found deep in my photo library on my phone, the recesses.
Yeah.
And I found this just to show you that Mark is a man who's always on the cutting edge. He knew that masks would be a thing that we needed before we needed them. So
I've desperately
visionary.
wanted to walk through a shopping centre with this type of a mask on recently.
gotta do it.
We're going to do it.
gonna do it.
We should do
Yeah.
it together. I'm not sure my wife will be happy about us putting a picture of her pajamas right now, so maybe we should go to the next
I
one.
apologize, cans. Next one. Important one, this one, Mark, just to bring you some context.
Is this a meme though?
It's not a meme.
You're making a statement.
I'm making a statement because
Yes.
on Sunday and during the preach, I just dropped a one little comment. Hey, as a millennial, did the phone light up with some people complaining? Gabe, you're not a millennial. Where does the millennial line start and finish? I thought this was a definitive guide just to help us in this moment. So let's start at the bottom. If you want to know what you are, 1944 to 1964. So my dad, Your dad?
Of course. He just made it. My dad's 40. Actually, no. He's pre this. He was at 1939.
Ah, goodness. That's why I just paused just for a second.
Yeah.
But I know your mom is in there anyway.
Yes.
So baby boomers. Then we've got Gen X, 1965 to 1979. I'll just keep going for
Some
obvious
overlap
reasons.
and controversial.
Oh.
Because this is saying I'm a Gen X. I'm not a Gen X.
You're a Zennial, huh?
I'm a Zennial.
Okay.
We kind of late tweens got cell phones. I had a Nokia 9110.
Yeah. I know some people are going to start being freaked out here because they thought you were definitely in the millennial. You got the millennial
just because
vibe.
of the look. I mean, I'm going for it, working hard. You're trying to get that cutting edge. Yeah, no, that's
him. That's
all
him.
my hair is still on my head.
Here we go.
Which one?
I mean, the Gen Z's just propping it up. You know, they're the ones who should get all the abuse. They're the ones causing the problems. Gen Z, I tell you. But with that said, I just wanted to say, Mark, on that note, just as somebody a little bit older, very quickly, quick question. I know this is not one of the big questions, but what was your first cell phone ever? Can you bring us up to that, please?
The Nokia 9110.
Give us a
was
reference
known
point.
as the banana Nokia. It was the one from the Matrix. Nice. And if you push the button, the little thing flapped down, but it was the size of your face, so a proper phone. And that was the business. I mean, I was so proud of that phone. I didn't rock one of the Motorola's, but I was in that era. And that was my parents.
Is there a movie that we could reference that phone from?
The Matrix.
The Matrix, there we go.
The Matrix. With blue pill, red pill, do that kind of thing. I can do all the actions, but
Zennial.
I was younger in those days.
A Nokia 9110. So if you also are on the comments, quickly, just to help.
Seriously, you must have had a Nokia 9110.
If you want to reference yourself and tell us, we can guess what year you were born by. Put your first phone in there, let us know what it was. I do see
do much.
A Nokia 3310, that was a Snake 2 days. I remember you could go through the wall.
Yep.
Those are the things. But anyway, we're not here to talk about those things. Are we done with the memes? We're done with the memes, Mark.
Yeah.
Maybe we can jump very quickly
Nice to see you, Gabriel.
Nice to see you as well, Mark. And I think that's why the people are wanting to know you a little bit deeper in this moment. They feel they haven't had enough Mark Van Plets.
It's not what the church from Life Church is saying. They say we've heard a lot of this. So nice to have a break from
Send him off again. Yeah. Wes Hughes laughs and he remembers the phone.
Nice,
so
come on, Wes. You know.
We've got Louise Hawes has jumped on. Graham Liebenberg. I'm sure you could give us a few throwbacks. No offense, guys. But really cool. And Celia Lau is concerned about what this is doing to the church leadership.
Yeah.
I know, Celia, I echo the sentiments.
It is a challenge.
Mark, some questions.
Yeah.
3 big questions. We've got 3 big questions, so if people can stick around long enough for you to answer them, they're going to be good and helpful.
Okay.
Question number 1.
I'm in.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So Mark, deep one.
Yes.
As we move into the next season.
Tinky Winky Lola Po.
That's question number 4, and we'll only get to that next week.
Okay.
So, there we go.
Got to jump. Okay, calm down. I'm excited to be back at church.
Guess what, and I have to guess what the question would have been. No. Here we go.
Yes.
So, question number, as we move into the next season of lockdown, whether that is defined by lockdown 4 to lockdown 3 or whatever that looks down, but the next season, I know for you, obviously it's post-leave and a fresh lens on it now and able to run in with a different headspace. But after 7 weeks, what are some of the things that you want to stop doing, that you maybe have been doing? Things that you want to start doing that maybe you haven't done, and some things that you want to keep doing. I hope that makes sense. So what are the things that Mark wants to stop doing, start doing, and keep doing? Because I think they'll encourage us
that
at this time. Or whichever order. You've got liberty.
Stop doing. So if you're in a what's that Strength Finders world and all that, I'm a futurist. I love to live in the future, and I think one of the challenges of this time, not knowing what the future holds, if you allow yourself to live too much in the future, you're going to live with a measure of anxiety that I'm not sure we're supposed to live with. And so actually, I had to almost let go of some planning. What did John Mark Comer said? He said planning's a bit of a comedy act these days. It's we don't know what's going to happen. Who knows what Cyril's going to tell us next week? President Ramaphosa.
There we go. Thank you.
Just to clarify and to respect our president, who's a champion and working hard for our nation. But I think one of the things I've learned to stop in this time, in chaos and crisis, you can't spend your life planning the next season. You actually need to focus, put your head down. Otherwise, you're going to miss. I was missing some of what was going on. I was hearing everyone talking about amazing times with their family. And to be honest, we put our heads down and we just went for it. And I think both of us has realized, as you going on leave now as well, both of us realized that actually maybe we missed something of what God was doing in this time. And I wanted to kind of, God's got the future. And so maybe one thing I want to stop doing is stop living a little too much in the future. I don't want to put that totally aside because it's part of who I am. But I don't want to live discontent with now because the future is too elusive to hold right now.
I love it. So
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes very good sense. So stop doing that, living in the future and actually being more present in the moment. Things that you want to start doing?
I want to start doing, well, there we go. That's an interesting thing. I made 1 or 2 notes. I said I want to read more, so I'm trying to read more. I've said that for years.
Good.
And I can read, Gabe. Thank you for just clarifying that. But,
just wanted to.
I've read a bit more. I've really enjoyed it and enjoyed stimulating my mind. So I want to read more. And actually, you're hearing it first here. I've actually started writing a book. But you're not going to hear what it's about.
Come on. You heard it here. Hey, live
this
at 5.
This is going to kill Gabe because I'm not going to tell him.
Don't ever say we don't give you the hot news off the press. A book, and you're going to write it. It's not just photos of yourself in different photos.
It's not a photo book. It's not a comic.
No, wow.
And,
come on.
It's an actual book.
Come on.
And,
that sounds good.
Yeah, penning it down for a little while now. My wife knows what it's about, and maybe in the future someone else will find out. But I want to start.
Brilliant. I
love
think
if you don't start, you're definitely not going to get there. And
awesome.
I feel like God spoke a little bit into something that I want to write on, so it'll be fun.
Very, very cool. That's exciting. And then, so finally, things you want to keep doing.
Things I want to keep doing. I want to tick boxes only I can tick.
Very
and
cool.
I know that's not profound. I know that any kind of life coach will tell you do what only you can do.
Yeah.
But I think there's 2 things to that. One thing, in our job and in the work we do, there's actually not a lot of boxes you can tick. Done.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like you do marriage counseling and you can't go done because there's a 50-year journey ahead of walking with people and navigating life. You can't do a wedding and say, well, that's done. You can't do a project and say, well, that city's covered.
Yeah.
You can't plant a church and go done. No, there's very few things in our work that actually you can do. So I've loved DIY. I love DIY because I can literally line it up, I can get what I need at the DIY store, and I can tick it off, and I can walk around like that's done.
Yeah.
And part of the challenge for that is I'm easily distracted. So there's some things that only I can do, but there are other things that I love to do, and they're distractions. And they might be good things, but there are other people who can do them. And none of this is profound, but navigating for me,
it's helpful.
It's just, there's some things that only I can do, be it in our Life Changer story, and actually in my family.
Yeah.
There's some things in my family that only I can do. And I've realized that those things are important, and maybe it's time of prioritizing. And secondly, to that is healthy rhythms.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things I started out, I didn't have healthy rhythms. Last year before, when Candace wasn't well, navigating ill health, and part of the challenge of her health was she would go to bed 7:30.
Yeah.
And if you know me, I'm not an early sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm a late sleeper. I like to be up. So we started a bad rhythm where I would be up much later than Can's. And even when her health got better, and she would still go to bed earlier than me because I struggle with the routine. There's a hair routine. There's a water must be next to the bed. There's a whole lights thing. So I would let her settle, then go to bed. But I've actually realized I love going to bed with my wife at the same time, even if I'm not dead asleep yet.
No, it's helpful though.
And so we've put that in as a rhythm,
Well done.
and it means getting to bed a little bit earlier. It means getting up a little bit earlier. I've started exercising, come back, then take the kids out afterwards with me. And I'm not sure we'll be able to do that forever when schools return, but I've loved re-navigating some of the rhythms. I think rhythms get out of kilter easily.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just need to jig them back into kind of some sort of healthy rhythm with intentionality.
Brilliant. I think it's great answers and great perspective of where your head is at. But I think it's also a helpful question maybe for if you're watching. I'd say it's a great little grid to run through. Just take this opportunity. Maybe you haven't had the privilege of a week's leave, or we're still in between lockdown 4 and things are a bit manic.
Yeah.
But maybe sit down with a pen and paper and write down what do I want to stop doing, what do I want to start doing, and what do I want to keep doing. Just a helpful grid.
Can I tell you what I want to stop doing as well? I want to stop feeling guilty.
Great, I love it. Come
I'm
on.
not being funny, but even taking leave in the midst of Corona times for me was hard. You know that.
Yeah.
Gabe had to speak to me. One of the other elders spoke to me. A friend spoke to me, and that's why I took leave. And partly why I wasn't taking, wasn't that I didn't need it. It was that you start feeling a little bit guilty, like there's more to do.
Yeah.
There's so much to do. There's so many people in challenging. There's so many people who can't take leave because they're hustling. You start living the stuff out. But I'm not meant to live like that. And I'm a preacher guy. I know the stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to stop feeling guilty
Beautiful.
for
Come
enjoying
on.
my family, for having some time out, and the spaciousness that God has placed me in.
Beautiful.
It says He places me in spacious places, and that is a different place to someone else. It looks like a different spaciousness, but it's a Father who knows what we need.
So helpful. Some really, really good things and good things to glean for ourselves. And there's a few good comments. Graham Liebenberg is giving some suggestions to what that book title could be.
What's he saying?
The Theological Insights of a Wannabe Athlete. There we go.
You know what, Graham? Great attempt.
Yeah.
That's not the book I'm writing. I feel like I need far more success.
Yeah.
Maybe you could write that, Gabe.
I could give it a go myself, but also another little insight. Paula Conradi, obviously somebody from Generation Z, said her first phone was an iPhone. So there we go.
Yeah, no, that's definitely
Yeah,
Generation
thank
Z.
you. We do have some other incredible iPhones. Just thought I must, before we get going, a 5410. Nice, JP. Very, very
iPhone
nice.
5410 or no?
I don't know. What a
No,
5410
Nokia
is, yeah.
5410. Where you been? That was a cracker phone.
Was it? Good.
Great phone.
Nokia 5410. Anyway, I don't want to derail from the stuff you've been saying, but you did mention books and you want to
Yes.
read more.
Yeah.
So maybe my question number 2 here, for time's sake, is what has been maybe less deep, but maybe just helpful insight for some people?
Yeah.
What is the best book that you've read so far in lockdown?
Okay.
The best series that you've watched? And the best movie you watched? Book, series, movie.
Book.
And Rashane did say these are 3-in-1 questions. Yes, I did.
Hard for you to not have it with alliteration.
Yeah, very tough. But also, I did grow up in the era of the 3-in-1 cartridges. You know, the Nintendo games that you used to blow into work, the 3-in-1s. Anyway.
Yes, let's carry on.
Best book, best series, best movie.
So best book, you got it wrong. You guessed.
I guess it would be the
Ruthless Elimination of
Hurry
Hurry.
by John Mark Comer.
No, because that book offends me a lot, even though it's brilliant. No, it's not that. It's a great book, and I did read that. Another book I've read is by a man named Ken Costa. And he's this business guy who's always wrestled the call of God. He wanted to be in ministry but felt called. And he was the chief executive officer of a listed company in the UK. And he wrote about a book called Know Your Why. And I've seen a lot of people post about it. And we were on a Zoom with him. And I wanted to look at that. And it's just amazing how clearly he presents. He takes real life examples of business people, why they did and didn't make decisions, how they navigated those decisions. And he presents something of his grid for knowing your why and then living that out. And I just think it's such a helpful voice at this time as people's worlds are shaken to know how and why you make decisions and to have voice into that and just to have this statesman of the kingdom and someone who's worked in the marketplace. I've loved it. It's not kind of light and fluffy, but it's also not super deep, and written by a man with an incredible testimony. His best mates are Nicky Gumbel and some of those things. He's part of HDB. He's been a part of many business initiatives to see upliftment in the UK. So I absolutely love.
So just remind us what it is. So Ken Costa is called?
Ken Costa. It's called Know Your Why.
Know Your Why. And where can people find it? Audible?
Anywhere. Audible, Amazon, anywhere. As well as, I do want to give a shout out. We know John Mark Comer is a friend of ours.
Preacher Life Changes.
A great book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And actually, it's just a great book to read, to get perspective on life, and to see that following Jesus does come at a cost. And the cost is often to the things we think we don't anticipate. And one of them is our rhythms and our lifestyle that is different.
That's very cool. Helpful and good books to go and
Sorry,
check
what
out.
else did you ask? I'm trying to remember now.
Best series and best movie. Are these obviously...
Best series, you got this one wrong again.
Got it wrong. Yeah, I said Band of Brothers.
I love Band of Brothers, leadership story for days, a little bit of gore, but no, there's another one called Colony, and the only reason is because my wife found it.
The Colony, yeah?
It's called Colony or The Colony. I think Colony. It's on Netflix, and we haven't finished it yet, but you know why I've loved it? Because my wife and I have done it together. And often our tastes in movies and that are quite different. But we've watched this together. There's a little bit of everything. There's a little bit of romance. There's a little bit of action. There's a little bit of conspiracy.
Basically, a life in the day of Mark van Pletsen.
Basically,
bit of romance, bit of action.
His jaw is just far more defined than mine.
Fair
but
enough.
I mean, other than that, and it's a family dynamics on a mission, and also, we've loved it. I've loved it just because my wife and I watch it together. And so we've loved it. And then movie, this one was good. Not many have watched it. It's called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind.
The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. And now tell us what's that about, Mark. It's not about Thomas Edison.
No,
my first guess
your
was.
first guess. And but this is a young boy who's growing up in, I think it's Malawi, and tough times, about 2012, major drought in his town. And he's wanting to learn more. His dad has sacrificed to send him to school. And he gets an appetite for education and engineering. But there's such a drought, all the teachers leave. And he actually gets kicked out of the school because he breaks in. And anyway, the end of the story is he saves the village through knowledge and education by creating a windmill. And so he harnesses the wind, gets water from the ground because of the electricity for a pump. And I cried.
Wow.
I cried.
So there we go.
True story. And right now...
helpful for our world, actually. Good encouragement to take opportunity.
Great story, and I would highly recommend it.
The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind.
Harnessed the Wind.
If you ask me what series of movies I've been watching, none. I've just been reading the Bible. So
wonderful.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Yeah, there we go. And
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
And maybe a little bit of Bachelor South Africa on a Thursday
Oh,
night.
I cannot believe you're a bachelor.
It is
boy.
so good, guys.
We watched
Wow.
5 minutes. It's horrendous.
Then the final two, it was a shocking revelation last week. I was so shocked. But anyway,
It is a shocker.
we're not here to talk about
Anyway,
Bachelor South Africa.
okay.
Final question number 3.
Yes.
And if you've stuck around long enough, then you're
It is
chomping at the
good
bit.
to see you again, all our friends. I see Marissa Groenewald
Yeah.
commenting there, and they're up the coast, up the east coast
Yeah.
of KZN. But so great to see you guys, and
Yeah.
trust you're well. But it's good to be back. Yes,
Yeah.
you're asking your
And-
last
and
question,
Paul
Gabriel.
Keane is also chucking out some good books and good options there. Lovely to see you. Paul as
Paul
well.
Keane, let's be honest, what a great name for a movie
Paul
star.
Keane.
Paul Keane,
Or,
what a great name. We
John
love your name.
Grisham character.
Oh,
something like that.
jeez,
Paul
quality.
Keane.
Quality.
Anyway, third question, and this is a good one, I think, just to help people, is if you could give one scripture, just one scripture to the church at large at this time to hold on to,
Yes.
what would be that scripture and why?
1 Corinthians 16. Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong, do everything in love. It's basically summarizes the gospel for me.
It's the Bible.
It's like right there, the whole Bible in a
Awesome.
few words. But I just think be on your guard.
Yeah. Come on.
Because there's a lot out there right now,
Yeah.
catching people's attentions. Every conspiracy theory in the world, every reason for this. And I think being on your guard is actually
Yeah.
taking your heart and wrapping it in the Word of God and saying, actually, I'm going to be on the God, because there's a battle for my
Yeah.
heart right now in the midst of Corona.
Yeah.
It says, stand firm in the faith. You don't have to take down enemies now. You have to stand firm.
Beautiful. Come on.
You have to find your anchor, stand firm. You don't necessarily have to push every command, the enemy of Corona out of the nation. I've seen that done so many times, and I'm telling you, the better way is to choose the way of stand firm in the faith.
Yeah.
Find faith and stand firm in it, and hold your position at that time. Be courageous. And I love, there's a challenge now. These are times that demand courage.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, courage isn't sitting behind a keyboard having a comment about everything the president did or didn't do. That's not courage.
Yeah.
I've loved, obviously, a growing relationship with Nora Gross, our ward councillor, and partnering in the West Coast COVID Fund. And she's a courageous lady. I'm watching this lady travel into areas on her own,
Awesome.
putting her own car and under a load of things. And then she sent me a voice note of a father the other day who'd received food from the fund, weeping, just thanking. And I'm going, actually, it's because of the courage of this lady.
Yeah.
It's the courage of
Come on.
Conrad. It's the courage of the team that are
Beautiful.
packing. It's the
Come on.
courage
Yeah.
that has
That's it.
seen us be involved in that. And now I could have got involved in other stuff, but that's what God called us to.
Yeah.
And then this amazing to be strong. It's like a command. Be strong. Like, actually, if you're not strong, get strong. Stand around strong people. Get the word of God
Beautiful.
inside
Come
of you.
on.
Feed yourself so that you become strong, because you need strength today, tomorrow, and every day. And lastly, do everything in love.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you're thinking about putting out that conspiracy theory, and I listened to someone on the other side of an aisle today in a shop, and it was all in the name of the gospel and in the name of what God will reveal one day. But I'm telling you, it was fear mongering. I just want to tell you, it's fear mongering, and it's not love. To put fear inside someone's heart is not the action of love. And
Great.
at this time, we need to put courage,
Come on.
truth, and word into people, and find love, and love your neighbors, love those, and do. I love the statement: do for the one what you wish you could do for the many.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And it's been an amazing journey. We've had someone staying in our house. There's been some changes in her life as she joined us prior to lockdown and has been with us the whole time. So it's my 3 boys and this amazing lady, and just navigating her life, but do everything you can in love. I find that a challenge.
Brilliant.
It's like that statement, let your gentleness be evident to all. It's one of those that doesn't give you any wiggle room.
Yeah.
I'm a wiggle room guy. I want to find the space. I'll wiggle my way out of it. That one doesn't give you wiggle room. It just says do everything.
Brilliant.
Whether you're driving in traffic, whether you can or can't
So
go
good.
out at a certain time.
Come on.
Whether there are restrictions you like or don't like, do everything in love. Whether someone is posting stuff you don't like, how do you respond? Do everything in love. It doesn't give you wiggle room. It doesn't say justify your actions of fear or hate. It says do everything in love.
Brilliant.
And you know what? There's been times I failed in this lockdown, and with kids, I failed with gentleness, I failed with love. I feel like you run out, but you got to get back to the place of finding strength, being on your guard, finding faith again, and doing everything in love. So that would be a challenge.
It's really helpful, Mark. I think it's really, really good, and I think a lot of hearts going up and a lot of great comments and people encouraged by that. I am just the scripture again, 1 Corinthians 16, verse 13 to 14.
What's that? Yeah,
scripture
16,
again.
13, 40.
Good
Sorry.
thing he's listening.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to see, there's someone's...
But Grant Bandel says hello. We say hello with a question mark. And Lance
Hello?
Abram
Question
says,
mark, hello.
sorry guys, I have to play catch up here. Lance, where were you?
Let's start again for Lance.
Lance, this is not good enough.
Lance?
You can't just wear that top fan badge and a sharer badge and then you can pitch up at 25 past 5.
And Gabriel's even got his Backstreet Boys jersey on
Come
for
on,
you.
man, come on. But in all seriousness, I think it's really helpful and I think it's really encouraging because we got it this time. Yes, this is a tough time, but I think it is revealing a lot of things. Actually, for me, I'm realizing that this season is revealing what was inside of people.
Yeah.
And actually, that's not to condemn us, but actually say, so if we've fallen short, let's run back to His Word, let's run back to His grace, and let's find stronger convictions. Actually, at this time, we got to hear the Word of God, and I think we got to keep running to the thing. And you said it so well there, Mark. We got to stop wiggle room. Got to stop it. Actually, because we allow ourselves to get out of things too quickly.
Yeah, we do. And actually, the Word speaks clearly on some issues, and actually it doesn't say make a choice and decide. And if there's coronavirus happening, don't be kind to people. Don't love people. Don't be generous to people. Actually, it doesn't say that. It says whatever's going on, God is still on His throne. You place your trust in Him, find strength and courage, and I promise you, you will see favor even in the midst of that land. And so I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this season. I'm pumped what God is doing with us, and we're growing. I feel like Kans and I were just talking that we are growing. We're growing as people.
Great.
I'm 41 years old, and I'm still growing.
The Xennial
and I'm
is
learning
speaking.
about who God is. I'm learning about people.
Come on.
I find myself on one day frustrated, and then you've got to go back and find that grace to love people again. Yeah.
I love that. And with a quote that we often say, a man, Rigby Wallace, I don't know if he was the original, but I heard him say it once.
If he said it.
If he said it, must be him. But he said this, and he said,
could you say it like
greatest, Rigby? No, I won't even attempt to honor him. But the greatest fear for him was that he would be the same person a year from now than he was today.
Yeah. Well, Hilton Burgess just said that now. We must come out of the lockdown different to how we entered it.
Come on, he said it much better than Rigby
much
Wallace.
better than
Well done,
Rigby.
Hilton.
Honestly.
Much
Hilton,
better.
that's a great, and it's the truth. This cannot not affect us. We cannot get to the end of Corona and go, 2020, or wipe it off and just move on. It's got to change us. It's got to affect us. It's got to get into the fiber. I just chatted to someone the other day who went into this, their family a mess, but they found each other as they were forced to be together. And God's done miracles. Others who are seeing God's provision poured out in miraculous ways. I'm telling you, we're going to tell stories of the Corona days, and they're not going to be stories of write it off. No, they're going to be stories of what God did.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what you said. It's the stuff that happens at a deep level. Often that's the stuff. And somebody just said that, Louise Bully said, it's growing roots in the season, not fruit. And I think that is so profound because it is roots, the roots. Those are things that are unseen. And a lot of that stuff was actually, that's what God's doing. He's on about what is unseen at this time, in our hearts, in our lives. And actually, He will bring the fruit. So it's really encouraging.
And even as we navigate this, maybe you're saying, well, you've had to give up some freedoms, you had to give up. But often when we're giving up things, it's because God's got better things for us to take a hold of.
Brilliant.
And there's some things I want to take a hold of in God in these next days. And I'm telling you, unless God rewires sometimes, we miss out.
Brilliant. So we're so excited. We are come to probably the end of our time. We're 3 questions
so
in.
So good to be together.
Yeah, if you jumped on late, you missed it. We asked Mark 3 questions. Why don't you rewind and have a re-listen to that? And I just want to say hi to a few last people. Michelle Smith, who is a top fan of Life Changes. So well done. We'll recognize that today. Michelle Smith and Margie Heslop and Carol Ann Cockrell, and just want to say thank you for everyone, Rajenka there, everyone who's been jumping on and saying hi.
Amazing.
It's a privilege. That's why we do this. Not just about, we're not trying to flood your news feed with more information. We want to encourage you, but also to engage with you as a family because we really do love you at this time.
Who have we got on Friday night, Gabriel?
Friday
you won't
night.
be with
I
us?
will not be here, so, but have no fear.
What?
We have got the incredible, the one and only Rihanna Nell, who is a friend of ours, a worship leader.
She's an amazing lady.
An incredible singer, songwriter, and claim to fame right now she was the judge on the South African version of The Voice. So she'll be coming on Friday, and maybe we can organize some of those big turning chairs from The Voice for you on Friday. Why not? Why not?
You reckon I could get a little audition there for the next one?
I think that's a good idea. Ask her, hey, just while you're here, what do you think of this? And give her a little bit of a croon, you know?
No.
Or something from Barry White.
No,
I think
like
it's a good idea.
Huh?
But anyway, so Friday, don't miss out Rihanna Nell. But we're really
Amazing.
stoked that you're back, Mark. And
Thank you. Good to be back. Enjoy your leave, Gabriel. Thank you. To you and your family, thank you for all that you've done for the church and preaching up a storm.
No, that's great. Thank you, Mark.
And it's a great privilege to partner with you. We love you guys.
Come on.
We are praying for you. You are top of our minds. every day I sing the blessing and I pray it over life changes and the people around our
Yeah.
world. God is doing amazing things.
Yeah.
And I know we don't understand everything. But you know what? That's always going to have to be okay when it comes
Come
to
on.
God and
Yeah.
His kingdom and being a disciple of Jesus. So let's follow Jesus now.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be. I want to be
Yeah.
a better disciple.
Brilliant. So on that note, we're going to say goodbye.
Yeah.
See you guys on Friday, and as we're going to fade out, we'll sing the blessing in the Vision of Barry White.
What key?
In key of Z.
Oh.